Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ro and this is Everything Rosy. So, just in case you guys didn't know, I have my own business by the name of RoesyLuxe. I'm going to be selling lashes, lip gloss, lip scrubs, accessories, and more. And as you can see on the screen here, this is the Instagram page for my business. Although we don't launch until April 2020, I still post all my products on there. So if you have the time, go ahead and check it out and support my business by following. Jumping into the video, I'm going to be showing you how I wash and sanitize my lip gloss tubes. These are just my squeeze tubes with the silver tops and my logo on them. And yeah, let's get the video started. So as I'm recording this voiceover, I am a little bit under the weather, so my voice is cracking a lot. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much because I really wanted to put up this video for you. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting some antibacterial dish soap into a bowl and pouring some warm water. And just so you guys know, I did wash the entire sink down with some Clorox before I started this process. These are my lip gloss tubes. I'm just going to pour them into that bowl so I can start cleaning them. And yeah, so to really get them clean, I'm going to be pushing them down, massaging them in, and mixing them so the water can actually get into the tubes and clean them out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the tubes from the soap and water bowl into a dry bowl so I can put the tube stoppers and the tops in the water bowl. So now that they're all poured in there, I'm just going to push them down and massage them in that soapy water to make sure that they're getting cleaned. And I don't know about you guys, but this sound is so satisfying to me. Just looking at them, they look so much cleaner already, but I'm still not done cleaning them yet. Moving on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that bowl up with water with the tubes, and that's going to cause it to get all soapy again. But instead of like adding more soap to it or anything, I'm going to just act like it's a rinse. And once I'm done filling that up with water, I'm going to move on to the next bowl and I'm going to start to drain it. So now just a close up so you can see how clean they are. So there is still soap suds in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour more water in it and treat it as a rinse. So I'm going to push them down, squeeze them, get that water in there to clean them off, and then continue on with the process. Moving on to the next step, I'm going to go ahead and grab a bigger bowl, and this bowl needs to be big enough to fit your tubes, your stoppers, and your tops. I'm also going to be grabbing some alcohol, and the alcohol part is crucial, you guys. The soap and water was to clean them, and the alcohol and water is going to be to sanitize them. So I'm going to pour the alcohol in the bowl, and I'm going to pour warm water, stirring it in, making sure that it mixes well. Grabbing this really large strainer, I'm going to move on to the next step. I'm going to grab the bowl with the tops in it and pour it in. And that's just going to remove all the soapy water from the strainer. I'm going to give it a little shake, and then I'm going to run some water over it and shake it while I'm running the water to make sure all those soap suds get out. Now that it looks like all the soap suds are out, I'm going to go ahead and grab that bowl with the water and alcohol solution that we just made, and I'm going to pour the tops inside of them. This is really going to deeply penetrate those tops and really sanitize them. So after setting that bowl to the side, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same steps with this bowl with the tubes. I'm going to pour them into the strainer, and I'm going to try to make them all fit. They're not going to all fit that great, but it's going to get the job done. So instead of pouring the tubes into the alcohol solution right now, I'm going to actually try to rinse them off one more time because there's little soap suds that are still stuck inside. So I'm going to go ahead and push them down into the water, let that water get inside of them so I can actually pour the water out of the tubes and get those soap suds out. Grabbing that strainer again, I'm going to go ahead and strain the tubes one more time. I'm going to try to get as much water out of them as possible because if I do leave water behind, that can cause mold in my lip gloss, and that's the last thing I would want because that's not it. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the tubes on top of the tops inside that alcohol and water solution. Press it down to get that water and alcohol inside. So I'm going to start pushing down the tubes and making sure that alcohol and water gets inside so the inside is sanitized just like the outside. And I'm going to start mixing it all in. So we're getting closer to the end now. I'm going to go ahead and grab that bowl that had the tubes inside of it, and I'm going to rinse it out, and then I'm going to put it in the sink, and I'm going to take the tubes and I'm going to start to pour the water out of them and transfer them into this bowl. Moving back to the tops and the stoppers, I'm going to go ahead and strain them one last time. And that's just going to get all the water out of them and prepare them for drying. I didn't get a chance to film me laying them out to be dried, but what I do is I take out paper towels, I lay them down, and I literally one by one put them down and lay them out to dry. But I will be showing you how I do dry my tubes. Finally, we're at the last step. I have this dish rack here. I got 2 of them for $5 at Walmart. They were on sale. So what I do is I take my tubes and I push them from the bottom up, and I push them through the little lines of the dish rack, and it actually holds them perfect. And I fill each line up until it's completely full, and that's it. That's how I dry my tubes. So I'm just gonna let you see really quick how I do this. So this is how it's looking as I'm finishing up, and most of my tubes did fit in this one rack, but the rest are going to have to go in the second rack. I really do suggest you investing in one of these because it really does come in handy if you have squeeze tubes for drying. So that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching.